I am speaking with
Ray Wang with Constellation Research.
Ray. Absolutely loved your presentation about gamification, and explain what is the basic conception most people have of what gamification is.
So a lot of people think gamification is, sitting around playing games, getting points, getting badges, but it's really a lot more. What we're actually doing with gamification is you're looking at a system and a platform to go out and influence behaviors, drive outcomes. And this is actually a system, this is an approach. This isn't just a one-time thing, and this is not episodic. This is being able to do that across the business and across customer engagement.
So you started to give some examples just of different ways you can gamify, and also companies that have done gamification, or essentially industries have done gamification. Explain the process, I guess, to get to a gamification stage. And you say it really starts with listening. Explain.
So the listening piece is important because we've done a lot of things like contests or rewards or loyalty programs or incentives in the past, and what's failed really is the fact that we never got the incentives right. You want to listen in to see what motivates people, and what may motivate people may surprise you. In some cases that motivation may be points that lead to something else in terms of activity, points that lead to a badge. It may even be the ability to help someone else out. But I think what we're starting to see is that a series of non-monetary incentives are a lot more effective than monetary incentives. And that's the first part of designing that game. The second piece is, what are we trying to motivate? What's the outcome we're trying to achieve? And today, inside the enterprise concept, if you're looking about customers, we take a business process. So in service, that's incident to resolution. Where do we want to make that more effective? How do we want to activate our advocates? If we look at an area like campaign to lead, we're looking at effectiveness. How do we get people to respond more? And if we're looking at, in terms of sales, really to figure out how do we close sales or make sales more efficient, you're actually looking at some internal mechanisms to actually improve sales collaboration. So now we have some incentives. Now we're thinking about what the business processes are and the metrics that are tied back to it. And then we can think about the engagement strategy. And we can read more about this engagement strategy at Harvard, in the Harvard blogs, at how to engage with customers and employees. You'll see this 9C engagement model.
What I was really intrigued by is, like, in the examples you showed, you talked about some recruiting examples and some other stuff, and most of them, if you said, we need to recruit a ton of people, they would immediately assume, I got to hire a ton of people, spend a ton of money, and make this happen. But what it is, it's just sort of shifting the way you normally think about a problem into a non-monetary world, which takes a lot more effort in terms of innovation, but it can be far more effective.
It is. It's actually a great way to think about this. So if you take something like social recruiting, and what you really want to do is figure out what is the incentive to bring more people on board. So if you've got a shortage, and right now in the Valley, we have a shortage of jobs in sales engineers, in marketing, and business development people, and mobile engineers, UX people. How would you go back and get people to refer their classmates and refer customers and refer partners into the organization? So how do you go back and bring these people in? And so you got to start thinking about creative ways to do it. You could do the normal, hey, here's a $5,000 bonus. Yeah, that works well. But there are other things that are going to drive that in terms of, maybe if you refer 3 or 4 people, you collect enough points, and those points allow you to, get on the next special project. Maybe it allows you to donate 2 or 3 days of your time to a special project that you're not, that you get to have free time. So, or maybe you get put and assigned with a mentor that can help further your career. So all these things happen, and as you notice, these are campaigns. These are things that are going on throughout the life of the employee, and basically what the points allow them to do is select how they want to be rewarded based on what influence and what outcomes you want from your employee.